Welcome to the Loop English Pod, where you learn real English through real conversations. Today, Olivia is looking for a new apartment. She scheduled a viewing with Mark, the landlord. Let's listen in. Part 1. Olivia arrives at the building and Mark shows her around.
Hi there. You must be Olivia. I'm Mark. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too, Mark. Thanks for making time to show me the place.
Of course. Come on in. So, this is the main entrance. The building has a secure key fob system.
Oh, that's nice. Is there also a buzzer for guests?
Yes, every unit has its own intercom. Guests ring from outside and you buzz them in.
Perfect. And is there an elevator or just stairs?
Both, actually. The elevator is right here. The apartment is on the 4th floor.
Great. I do a lot of grocery runs, so the elevator is important to me.
Ha, I completely understand. Alright, here we are, Unit 412.
Wow, it's brighter than I expected. These windows are huge.
Yes, you get great natural light. The unit faces south, so it stays sunny most of the day.
I love that. How big is the apartment? The listing said around 700 square feet?
That's right, 710 square feet. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, open-plan living and kitchen.
The kitchen looks pretty new. Was it recently renovated?
The kitchen and bathroom were both updated about 2 years ago, new appliances, new countertops, the works.
Is the apartment unfurnished, or does any of this furniture come with it?
It's unfurnished, just the appliances stay. The stove, refrigerator, dishwasher, and the washer-dryer in the closet.
An in-unit washer-dryer? That's a huge plus. I really hate shared laundry rooms.
Ha! Most tenants feel that way. It's one of the most popular features of this building.
Let's look at some other ways to say what you just heard. Olivia said, "Thanks for making time to show me the place." You could also say, "I appreciate you fitting me in," or "Thank you for arranging this viewing." Mark said, "The unit faces south." Another way to say this is, "The apartment gets southern exposure," or "It faces toward the south side." Olivia said, "That's a huge plus." You could also say, "That's a big advantage," "That's a great bonus," or "That really sells it for me." Mark said, "The washer-dryer in the closet." In everyday English you might hear in-unit laundry, a stacked washer-dryer, or your own private laundry. Now let's listen to Part 2. Part 2. Olivia and Mark discuss the lease terms, utilities, and move-in costs.
So let's talk about the details. What does the rent include?
Rent is $2,100 a month. That includes water and trash collection. Electricity and internet are separate.
Okay. Any idea what the electricity runs on average?
Previous tenants have told me anywhere from $60 to $90 a month, depending on the season.
That's reasonable. What about the lease term? How long is the contract?
The standard lease is for 1 year. After that, you can renew or go month to month.
And what's the security deposit?
It's equal to 2 months' rent, so $4,200, due at signing.
When would I get the deposit back after moving out?
Within 30 days, as long as there are no damages beyond normal wear and tear.
What counts as normal wear and tear versus actual damage?
Great question. Small scuffs on the walls, minor carpet wear, that's normal. Holes in the walls or stained carpet, that would be deducted.
That makes sense. And is parking included in the rent?
Parking is an additional $75 a month. We have assigned spots in the garage below the building.
I do have a car, so I'd need that. What about pets? I have a cat.
Cats are allowed. There's a non-refundable pet fee of $300.
Okay, so to move in, I'd be looking at the first month's rent, security deposit, parking, and the pet fee.
Exactly. All upfront costs come to around $6,750 to move in.
Here are more ways to express what you just heard. Olivia asked, "What does the rent include?" You could also say what's covered in the rent, or are any utilities included in the price? Mark said, the standard lease is for 1 year. Other ways to say this include, it's a 12-month agreement, or the contract term is 1 year. Mark said within 30 days, as long as there are no damages. You might also hear provided the unit is left in good condition, or assuming there's no damage to the property. Mark said, non-refundable pet fee. This is different from a refundable deposit. A fee is money you don't get back, while a deposit is returned if there's no damage. Now let's listen to part 3. Part 3. Olivia asks a few more questions, negotiates, and makes her decision.
Can I ask about the neighborhood? I work downtown. Is this area easy to commute from?
Very easy. The metro station is a 4-minute walk. Most tenants get to downtown in under 20 minutes.
That's great. Is there anything else within walking distance, groceries, restaurants?
There's a supermarket 2 blocks away, and the main street has plenty of cafes and restaurants. It's a very livable neighborhood.
Sounds nice. One thing I wanted to ask, the listing price was $2,100. Is there any flexibility on that?
I appreciate you asking directly. The apartment has been very popular. I've had 3 other inquiries this week alone.
I understand. What if I offered $2,000 and committed to an 18-month lease instead of 12?
That's an interesting offer. A longer commitment does give me more stability.
And I can have first and last month's rent ready right away. I'm a reliable tenant.
I'll tell you what, I can do $2,050 with the 18-month term. That's the best I can offer.
$2,050, 18 months, parking and cat fee on top of that?
That's right. And I'd need references from your current landlord and employer, plus a credit check.
That's completely fair. I can provide all of that by tomorrow morning.
Excellent. What would your ideal move-in date be?
The 1st of next month if that's available.
That works perfectly. The current tenant moves out on the 25th, so we'd have time to clean and do a walkthrough.
This is exactly what I was looking for. I'd like to move forward.
Wonderful. I'll send the lease agreement to your email today. Once you sign and the deposit clears, the apartment is yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm really excited about this place.
It's my pleasure, Olivia. Welcome to the building, almost.
Let's explore a few more useful alternatives. Olivia asked, is there any flexibility on that? You could also say, is the price negotiable? Or, is there any room to come down on the price? Olivia said, I can provide all of that by tomorrow morning. Other ways to say this include, I'll have everything ready by tomorrow. Or, I can get you those documents first thing tomorrow. Mark said, once the deposit clears, the apartment is yours. You might also hear once the payment goes through, or as soon as the funds are confirmed. Olivia said, I'd like to move forward. This is a polite way to confirm interest. You could also say, I want to go ahead with it, or I'm ready to commit. Now let's practice some key phrases. Repeat each phrase after you hear it.
What does the rent include?
The lease is for 1 year.
How big is the apartment?
Water and trash are included.
Is the price negotiable?
Normal wear and tear.
I can provide references.
The deposit is refundable.
I'd like to move forward.
The apartment faces south.
That's a huge plus.
A longer commitment gives stability.
Is there an elevator?
The deposit clears in 30 days.
That's all for today's episode. Olivia and Mark showed us real rental vocabulary: lease terms, deposits, utilities, and how to negotiate respectfully. Whether you're apartment hunting yourself or just want to be ready for the conversation, these phrases will serve you well. If this episode helped you, subscribe to Loop English Pod. New episodes drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now let's hear the full conversation one more time from the beginning. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the Loop English Pod.